Hey everyone, welcome, and thank you for turning out in such great numbers. I have a very special guest tonight, and I'll wait until he's done having his picture taken with some of his fans. Patrick J. Kennedy and I first met in 2003. He had read my novel Unplugged, and since mental health is his primary focus and concern and has been for many years, he got in touch and told me how much he had enjoyed the novel, which of course made my year, possibly decade. And subsequently we met here in Chicago, and he was kind enough to write a wonderful introduction for my Providence bookstore event back in 03-04. And it's great to see him again. I told him, Patrick, you look actually younger than you did 11 years ago, and that must be because he's out of Congress now and working on something far better. You know, he has co-founded One Mind, and there's literature on every table there, as well as a self-addressed stamped envelope in case you'd like to make a further contribution. With no further ado, I'd like to make a presentation to Patrick and then let him speak to you for a while, and then he and you will take in the show. This is an MVP. Now, I know this is a cheap-ass plastic trophy, but the thing is, we pass the savings on to One Mind. You know? Do we want to spend $150 on one of those glass cubes? No! That money can go to his organization, but it is the MVP, most valuable proponent of mental health, to my friend, Maya's friend, and yours, Patrick J. Kennedy.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Paul and Maya. Thank you so much. You know, as a former member of Congress, I never get people to listen to me anymore. So the fact that you're all here, and you're really here to hear Paul and Maya, but let me just state how great it is that they're American citizens in the finest sense. They're doing their part to make our country a better place. Here we are in this, you know, great little club, talking about arts, but really trying to do something to advance the cause of treating one another with dignity and respect. And that's what this is about. This isn't about mental health. It's about treating an illness that too often claims too many of us, whether you're someone who's suffered from addiction and a mood disorder like myself, or it's a family member or friend. These are pervasive illnesses, and yet they're not treated the way other chronic illnesses are treated. So Paul and Maya were acknowledging me because I had the dubious distinction in Congress of being the author of the law that says the brain is part of the body. That's what my law said. So it's a revolutionary concept, isn't it? You know, the brain is part of the body. And that the law says, whether you're inpatient in-network or outpatient in-network, or inpatient at a network or outpatient at a network, if they treat cancer in any one of those buckets, or cardiovascular disease, the heart patient, in any one of those buckets, or the diabetic in any one of those buckets, they need to be paying for illnesses of the brain the same way they would pay for any other illness of the body. That's what the law says. But you can imagine many in the insurance industry still want to adhere to the law. So we are working on putting together the measuring stick to determine whether insurance companies are complying with the federal law. And we're partnering with our veteran organizations because over 72% of our returning war heroes will never go to the VA for any of their care. Instead, they are with us and amongst us, working in every place of business you can imagine. But they're not veterans there, they're just employees. What we need to ensure is that you get your signature wound of the war, traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress, paid for in terms of the coverage you need to live independent and healthy. And I guarantee you, if we do it for the veterans, it'll open up doors for everyone else, because we will put in place what we all want for our loved ones, and that's treatment of the whole person and treatment for the brain as well as the rest of the body. I'll wrap up now because, again, I'm former office holder, so I'll just keep talking. But one mind is, the concept behind it is just like we had to put together NASA to go to outer space. We need a NASA to go to inner space. And what that means is that we need to all be singing from the same sheet of music. So when we're studying Alzheimer's, we're also understanding the mechanisms for dementia for people with Down syndrome or Parkinson's. And when we study Parkinson's, we also understand epilepsy and other neurodegenerative disorders because it's all the same organ. But we don't make the most of our research because the people researching one diagnosis of the brain are not finding out how that research can help another area of brain research. And so the concept behind One Mind is not my concept, it's the concept of the best and brightest who have said to us, if we were to rewrite how we do medical research on the brain, we would fund it based upon the mechanisms as opposed to the diagnoses. But as you and I both know, it's the diagnoses that drives philanthropy and money, not the best science. And so the concept with One Mind is we can facilitate a new way of doing research. And we are being successful. The NFL has funded us substantially. Wounded Warrior Foundation has funded us substantially, both of them in the millions of dollars. And the NIH is funding us. So for all of you who care about your dollars and giving, know that the research we are doing is sanctioned by the best and brightest. And we hope to set a new model that will advance treatment and care for people with brain-related illnesses. So thank you so much for your support for this. And again, to Paul and Maya, I love your passion and the fact that you use your artistic ability to draw attention to this worthy cause. Thank you so much.